A lot of stuff is about to come out about Will, Jada, and Charlie Mack. It is going to be unbelievable.
They're bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, you know. Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice.
You know, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline, and he's gonna be all right.
Will admitted to me that he had sex with Bryshere Gray, but it was consensual, right?
He said, you know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. Well, I'm going to give you a chapter from the book since I owed you something.
Okay.
In the book, in one of the chapters, it talk about mentorship. So I grabbed my husband. I said, listen, I don't know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing. I was just asked to come.
Is this true?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you about to see if it's true from the paperwork. Oh, we telling something that got paperwork involved.
You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and picked out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
It's no secret in Hollywood that Jada hates me because I have a strong relationship with Will and I do my own thing.
Why don't she hate Dwayne?
I can't answer that question.
Why don't she hate Dwayne Martin?
Well, she's gonna love anybody that treats her like she's a god, right? When you're a narcissist and a sociopath like she is, and I'll get into that.
Say that now, not Will again. Will Smith's ex-friend and former assistant, Brother Bilal, just dropped some wild claims that have everyone's jaws on the floor. He's accusing Will of pressuring actor Bryshere Gray into having intimate relations with him. And now people are saying this might explain Bryshere's shift into doing adult scenes with other men on camera. According to Bilaal, once Will was done with Bryshere, he completely cut him off and made sure he was blacklisted from the industry. That alone would have been shocking enough, but Bilaal didn't stop there. He says that once he started talking publicly about it, Jada got furious and allegedly threatened him. Things got so intense that the two supposedly ended up in court, and the evidence coming out is sounding ugly. Bilaal first went after Will during a heated interview with Tasha K, and the drama that unfolded was next level. The tension in that studio could have cut glass. Bilaal was spilling secrets like his life depended on it, painting a messy picture of the Smith household. Then came the part that had everyone losing it. Bilaal claimed he personally witnessed something shocking between Will Smith and actor Dwayne Martin in Dwayne's dressing room. He described walking in on the two during a very explicit moment, saying Will was bent over the couch while Dwayne was going in like he was searching for treasure. The internet has been in total chaos.
I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up on him. Murder, like murder. It was murder in there.
Now, you already know the internet went wild after Bilaal started spilling all that tea. The things he said had people gasping non-stop, and the interview spread like wildfire. Within just 9 hours of it being posted, Jada reportedly lost it and tried to shut him down fast, threatening to sue and accusing Bilaal of trying to extort her and Will before he ever spoke out. But that move only made things messier. Instead of backing off, Bilaal came back swinging even harder. He showed up on Tasha K's show again for a part 2 that had everyone glued to their screens. This time, he didn't hold anything back. He went straight for Jada, calling her out and daring her to actually file that lawsuit. He basically said, "Go ahead if you're really not scared of what I can expose next." The tension got real, and fans were losing it in the comments.
Before we put out the interview, all we put out was a clip that went ultra viral. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world got this clip. It was trending for days on Twitter. Okay? Before the interview comes out, what shocked me is Jada is doing her book promotional for Worthy.
Yes.
She goes to the Breakfast Club and she sits down and they ask her about you, but they can't not ask. Like, it's so huge.
Right.
And to my surprise, she answers.
It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a shakedown, a money shakedown that didn't work. We're gonna take legal action.
The reason Will responded, the reason why Jada responded, because they know it's true. Will's never responded, and they responded in less than 9 hours.
They did. That was a fast response.
That was because he know what I saw in that dressing room. He know other things that I saw. She did all this to try to scare me, but I fear no one but Allah. Jada, listen, in 2 weeks, if you don't sue me in 2 weeks, if Tasha K will have me, I'm back here and I'm dropping evidence. Period. You said I extorted you. You said there's a money shakedown. You said a lot of things about me, and you know that the things that you said were untrue. Let's get into a little bit more of it. Jada runs Will. Period. Me and her at war. I'm gonna put Will to the side. Will is to the side. Me and Jada, I will say this because I know you're watching. I know Karen Tense is watching.
Who's Karen Tense?
That is her PR person for years.
Okay.
Right? I know they're watching. Jada, you're a bald head liar and you're a drug addict, right?
Oh, God.
You told the world that you were going to sue me. As of yet, and you said you're going to do it swift. It's been over 2 weeks. So Jada, I'm giving you 2 more weeks to sue me. If you don't sue me, this is what's going to happen. All the parties, right? And the people, the men that you hit with dildos, I'm naming names, right? All the salacious stuff that you have done and hurt other people, I'm naming names. You assassinate my character. You say I extort you. Well, extortion is criminal. Like, I would be in jail right now if I tried to extort.
Anyway, people are actually starting to believe Bilal's claims. And honestly, it's not hard to see why. It's not every day that someone who was supposedly part of Will Smith's inner circle steps forward to expose him like this. Most folks who make up stories usually stay quiet once they get hit with lawsuit threats, but not Bilaal. He's standing 10 toes down, acting like he's got nothing to lose. Instead of backing off, Bilaal kept the fire going. He pulled up on another podcast called Make It Make Sense, and baby, he made sure it made noise. On that show, he basically compared Will to Diddy Jr., saying Will allegedly draws young men into his world with promises of mentorship and career opportunities. But, according to Bilaal, things start to shift once they're in too deep. He claimed these men end up in compromising situations, saying that some of them were pressured into doing things they didn't want to do, while their careers mysteriously stayed stuck in one place. Once Will was done with him, Bilaal said he'd either hand them off to certain industry big names or make sure they stayed silent forever. And here's where it gets even wilder. Bilaal said that Will once admitted something shocking to him about what happened with Bryshere Gray, and he even claims there's paperwork to back it up. If that's true, this situation might explode even more than it already has.
Long story short, when I'm in Chicago, this guy's acting erratic. Like, I mean, crazy. He's getting stopped by the cops. There's male prostitutes involved. There's mental illness involved. There's drug use involved. And I'm really trying to see what happened to this guy. And one day he said, you know what happened. You know that Will R-worded me, or however y'all kind of say it on YouTube. You know that Diddy assaulted me, and you know Charlie Mack made me suck his private part, right? And I'm like, whoa, this was a full admittance. And he's going, and I'm like, I didn't know anything. He's in the corner, balled up, snot, so much sweating and pain that blood is coming from his nose, right? And this is me and him in a conversation. And he was like, please don't tell him, please don't tell him, right? Will admitted to me that he had sex with Bryshere Gray, but it was consensual, right? So I'm like, okay, so now it's starting to make sense, because nothing, I would have never believed that the way this guy's acting, something had to happen. So now, Will told me, and this is going to be in paperwork and everything, right? So when Will told me that he did have sexual intercourse with Bryshere, he said Bryshere did ask him to stop. Will said he completed the act, then stopped. Right then and there, when a person says stop, that means stop. Period. So I do believe that Will Smith assaulted Bryshere Gray. Charlie Mack and Will gets a lawyer for Bryshere, and they try to get me under NDA. I tell Will, I'm not signing, I don't even have an NDA with you. How am I getting an NDA with him? You understand what I'm saying? So I hire a lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. When I hire the lawyer, he comes back and say, listen, this is the best I can do. He said, I'm going to have y'all do a mutual NDA, meaning that Bryshere can't tell people that you know that Will and Diddy actually assaulted him. And I want to say the R word, but I know we're on YouTube. Then you can't say nothing about him. So I said, okay, well, as long as he stopped telling people that I know what Will and Diddy did to him. You understand what I'm saying? Period. That was the problem. So there's legal paperwork, and it's all going to be, and you got to follow this case. All that's coming out in court.
And since we're already talking about these so-called mentorships, let's get into the situation with Bryshere Gray, because the rumors around him are just as wild. Word on the street is Will wasn't the only one involved, and that Diddy might have been part of it too. Allegedly, both of them used the promise of mentorship to reel Bryshere in when he was still new to the game and hungry for success. But what really shocked people was the claim that Bryshere's own mother, Andrea, might have been involved too. According to whispers in the industry, Bryshere's former manager back in his Empire days, Charlie Mack, supposedly got Andrea's approval to hand Bryshere over to Will and Diddy for career guidance. On paper, it all sounded perfect. After all, Will had acting locked down and Diddy ruled the music scene. Together, they looked like the dream team for any young star trying to rise. At the time, Bryshere genuinely seemed excited and hopeful about it. In old interviews, you could hear it in his voice. He really believed Will and Diddy were about to take his career to the next level. But if someone had told him back then that after all that mentorship, he'd end up spiraling, struggling with substances, and doing adult content online for quick cash, he probably would have laughed it off and said, no way. The whole thing now just sounds heartbreaking and twisted.
He's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo, so Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he's gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life. And it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared.
So, according to Jaguar Wright, the last thing Will supposedly did with Bryshere was offer him that same mentorship he's rumored to give other young men. But remember how Bryshere's life completely spiraled after that so-called mentorship ended? The proof is all in what happened next. In 2022, Bryshere got arrested and found guilty of aggravated assault involving a woman he was seeing at the time, and that incident left everyone stunned. It was one of those moments where people realized just how far his life had fallen after his career dried up. But the truth is, that wasn't even his first time making headlines for the wrong reasons. Back in 2020, there was another shocking incident, and this one involved his wife, which no one even knew he had until it hit the news. According to reports, she ran to a nearby gas station begging for help, telling a man there that Bryshere had allegedly strangled her. When police arrived at their home, Bryshere refused to come out, and things got intense fast. A whole SWAT team had to be called in, and it took hours of negotiation before he finally surrendered. When the mugshots hit the internet, fans were in disbelief. His face told the story of someone completely broken down. People who once watched him rise on Empire couldn't recognize the man in those photos. It was like all that mentorship led him straight into chaos instead of success.
One of the stars of the hit show Empire. Tonight we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had assaulted her for hours inside their Goodyear home. The bizarre jailhouse interview lasting for 2 hours as they try to piece together a chaotic chain of events.
And just when everyone thought things couldn't get any messier, Jaguar Wright jumped back into the chaos with even more shocking claims. She popped up again right in the middle of all this drama and started dropping new details about what Will and Diddy allegedly put Bryshere through. According to her, the story runs even deeper than people realized. Jaguar claimed that the only reason Charlie Mack was able to hand Bryshere over to Will in the first place was because his own mother, Andrea Mayberry, was supposedly in on the deal too. That revelation had people stunned. Nobody expected Bryshere's own family to be tied up in something so dark. The way Jaguar told it, it sounded like Bryshere never stood a chance from the very beginning.
I'm talking about Bryshere's mom. I'ma kick you in your pussy and then I'ma go to work North Philly style. Fuck you. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You can see that came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a drug dealer's whore. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to drug dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay porn.
Jaguar didn't stop there. She took things to a whole new level with her next set of claims. She said that right after Cassie filed her lawsuit, Bryshere was supposedly in talks with his own legal team to take action against both Will and Diddy too. But according to her, that plan never went anywhere because Bryshere was allegedly threatened and forced to back out. She claimed his safety was at risk, and that's why he suddenly went quiet. And if that wasn't wild enough, Jaguar dropped one more bomb that had everyone's jaws on the floor. She alleged there's a secret tape, yes, a tape, that supposedly shows Justin Bieber, Will Smith, Jaden Smith, Diddy, and Bryshere involved in some kind of freak-off. Jaguar even claimed she's one of the few people who's actually seen it. The internet couldn't believe what she was saying. It sounded straight out of a Hollywood scandal movie.
They're trying to slug him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up wrong, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly whore. You're a whore. You're a big old and they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Bilaal and I asked Bilaal to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his fucking book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Now, about that lawsuit Jaguar mentioned, people are convinced she's referring to the rumored $50 million case that Bryshere was allegedly preparing to file against both Will and Diddy. Word first spread after a mysterious blind item surfaced online, and the details had everyone shook. It hinted that a male victim was getting ready to come forward about what he went through at the hands of a powerful A-list mogul, and that he definitely wouldn't be the last. The blind item even called out the name Sean Diddy Combs directly. But it doesn't stop there. Remember when Bilaal said he had receipts of what went down between Will and Bryshere? Well, he wasn't bluffing. Bilaal claimed that Bryshere personally told him about what allegedly happened behind the scenes. According to him, Bryshere said Will crossed a serious line, and Diddy also got involved in disturbing ways. These claims are explosive, and the way people are reacting online shows that this story isn't dying down anytime soon.
You hold them down because he was like, Charlie Mack is not going to be able to be there because him and Charlie had something else going on. Our rob in Chicago for Empire, it's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy.
There's been talk for years that Will might have some kind of strange need to control everything around him, even his own kids. People have always whispered about how strict and overbearing he could be behind closed doors, but Jaguar Wright took it even further with her latest claim. She alleged that Jaden actually moved out of Will's house when he was just 15 because he supposedly couldn't take it anymore. That detail alone left fans completely stunned, especially since it painted a whole different picture from the calm, polished image the Smith family usually shows the public. And if you're wondering how Jaguar even got this information, she says it all came straight from Bilaal, the same ex-assistant who's been spilling tea left and right. According to her, he's the one who told her everything about what really goes on behind those mansion walls.
You knew that your husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son and you ain't do shit about it. Bilaal told me everything.
Their good friend who
Bilaal told me, Jada. tell me that you knew Will was f***ing your child? Yes, he did. Wonder why he left that out of his Tasha K interview.
Yeah, in that interview, he said a lot. He said a lot.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bryshere and he Meek Mills.
Oh, and you better believe Bilaal wasn't done yet. He went right back to Tasha K's show again, and this time he came with fire aimed straight at Jada. He wasn't holding anything back, calling her out in the boldest way possible. Bilaal accused Jada of being a raging sociopath, saying she stood by and watched everything that supposedly went down without ever trying to stop it. He claimed she turned a blind eye while Will was allegedly out here crossing all kinds of lines. The way he told it, she wasn't just silent, she was complicit. Fans online couldn't believe how deep the accusations were getting, and the comment section was pure chaos after that episode dropped.
It's no secret in Hollywood that Jada hates me because I have a strong relationship with Will, and I do my own thing.
Why don't she hate Dwayne?
I can't answer that question.
Why don't she hate Dwayne Martin?
Well, she's gonna love anybody that treats her like she's a god, right? When you're a narcissist and a sociopath like she is, and I'll get into that, you want to be worshipped.
Right after all that chaos went down, Bilaal took things to court, filing a $3 million lawsuit against Jada. He accused her of threatening his life after he refused to stay quiet. According to his claims, Jada allegedly confronted him in the lobby of the Regency Calabasas Commons back in September 2021 and told him point blank that if he kept running his mouth about her personal business, he'd end up missing or catch a bullet. The lawsuit also states that Jada demanded he sign a non-disclosure agreement on the spot, and when he refused, she supposedly followed him to his car, continuing to threaten him the entire time. Not long after that, Bilaal said he started getting more threats, this time from people inside Will and Jada's inner circle, which made him fear for his safety even more. People online have had a lot to say about all this. One person commented that Jaguar Wright once claimed some young man used to run out of the Smith's house terrified, and even their own kids didn't want to go back over there. Another person mentioned how Bilaal described Bryshere's emotional breakdown, saying he was oozing from the nose and begging not to tell, clearly scared of whoever was behind it. They said it's no wonder Bryshere eventually snapped. He probably felt like he had no one left to trust. But now, the big question is, what do you think? Do you believe Will really did all these inappropriate things to Bryshere Gray? And will Bryshere ever come forward and spill his own truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Stay locked in for the next Street Signal drop, because the next one is about to shake things up even more.